taking shots at the enemy. I'm gonna make it to the top, leave a legacy. If I got something to say, you better let me speak. Turn it up a new degree, bitch, you ain't seen anything. I pop off with the new rock, electronic, blow the sonic roof up. I'm too honest when I take a few shots. They're too toxic, need to take the noose off. And you cannot save me, 'cause I don't need saving. It's everything I've been chasing, all here for the taking. Don't wanna test your luck with me, I think I've had enough disease. I'm sick of all the bad thoughts, people who are half-nots.
You are not as tough as
tracks and some music that you never guess. I don't slack, don't lose, learn your lesson yet. When I get to choose what I do, I'm like a weapon. I'm not sharp as many, but got hard. I'm ready to change scars to envy, to win large and plenty. I like to play fast, never change back. Calling out, I'll pay back, 'cause I'm great at that. Oh, you cannot save me, 'cause I don't need saving. It's everything I've been chasing, all here for the taking. Don't wanna test your luck with me, I think I've had enough disease. I'm sick of all the bad thoughts, people who are half-nots.
you are not as tough as
Don't wanna test your luck with me, I think I've had enough disease. I'm sick of all the bad thoughts, people who are half-nots, who are not as tough as me. Don't wanna test your luck with me, I think I've had enough disease. I'm sick of all the bad thoughts, people who are half-nots, who are not as tough as me.
Hello and welcome to FPL Agony, here to make fantasy football less like hell. It's game week 3 and we've got a mega show for you planned this evening. We're going to be talking about, hundreds of thousands. Because hundreds of thousands of you triple captained Haaland last game week. Was it worth it? We shall find out. We're going to be talking about Chelsea's title chances, and we're going to be talking about King Asmir, who returns to Everton. Plus, we're going through all the fixtures, talking about our teams, and maybe, if we get time, a little cheeky game of Who Are You? How about that? Yeah, sounds pretty good. And it's our third game week show in a row. I mean, this is fantastic. We're doing really well. 3 in a row. But the magic number, guys, is 6. You know why? Because
Don't know.
if we get 6 in a row, we will have beaten Reece James's consecutive streak for Chelsea last season. That's what we're aiming for. That's what we're aiming for. I told you it's going to be quite a show. We're live on YouTube, but for the first time ever, we are on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. How about that? Yes. It's all very exciting. And if you're not subscribed on Spotify and Apple Podcasts, what are you doing? Open up the app and go find us and subscribe now. And if you are listening on one of those platforms, then hello and a very warm welcome. Really looking forward to doing that. Yeah, cool. So we've got a great show lined up this evening. And I thought, to start off with, we'll do something a bit different. Because, you know, last season, I would take the mickey out of our two experts. But that's old me. I'm not going to do that anymore. So I thought we'd do something that they're a really big fan of. We're going to do a little bit of a circle time. So what we're going to do is we're going to go around the circle. And all you need to do is you need to say your name and your current location. That's what you're going to do. I'm going to start, and then Signore, and then Scott. Okay? So, I'll start. My name is Matt. And I am in England. Signore, your turn.
Well, you gathered my name is Signore, and I'm also in England.
Hello, Signore. Fantastic. And lastly?
My name is Scott, and I'm in Woolworths.
Scott, you're not in Woolworths. You're not in
I'm
Woolworths. But you are somewhere interesting, aren't you? Because it's very bright where you are.
Yeah, I'm in the Dominican Republic at the moment. It's quite nice.
Wow. So, for the first time, we're doing a broadcast like across nations, across time zones. How cool is that? I'm so pleased. And Scott, you're looking better than ever. That tan is fantastic. So, yeah, you keep that going.
I can't even say good evening.
You can't even
It's
say
not even
good evening
evening.
because,
No.
you know,
They do speak Spanish.
Well,
So-
there we go. That's something.
Buenas noches, something like that.
We've got a fan of Circle Time in the chat with us. Hi Seb, how's it going?
Hey Seb, how are you, man?
It's been a very long time. If you're watching live on YouTube, please get involved in the chat. We do read questions or comments out live on air, so get involved. Now, as ever, let's start off with talking about the FPL Fantasy Football League.
Oh, yes.
So, you know, if you want to join, the code's on screen, E54QBG. If you want to join, get added for the next game week. We've got hundreds of you in there already, and it'd be nice if some of you watch the show. So, let's have a look. Now, last week, you may remember, I had a particularly good week. And after that game week 1, I was second in the league. I was fantastic. I was so happy. Now, unfortunately, I've dropped to 10th. But I'm actually all right with that because I don't have Haaland in my team. No Haaland. So considering I'm 10th and I got 72 points without Haaland, I'm kind of all right with that. But I have to say, a big well done to Signore, who's this week's winner, in 3rd place. You must be pretty happy with that, John.
Yeah, do you know what? When everyone kept returning, I was like, this is going to turn out to be a good week. I mean, I had the cheek to have 20 points on my bench, you know, so could have been a bench nightmare another game, couldn't it?
Absolutely, but you've done great. You've got what did you get? 95, which is absolutely fantastic. Firmly in the top 10. We're both in the top 10, which is fantastic. Now, if you're part of the league and you open up the app and you scroll down, you've got to keep scrolling. And you have to scroll past where Scott was last week, and you keep going. Eventually, you'll see Scott. Who is it? Where are you? I can't even see you on this list. He's in 73rd place. Sorry, mate. How are you feeling, Scott? Yeah, you had quite a good week. Got 76 points, which is actually higher than I got.
Do you know what though? Just before the deadline, at like 6 a.m. over here, I benched Ahmad for Rodgers. And that was such a mistake.
Didn't you?
And I was going to start him, but there was obviously news of a family bereavement. And I was thinking, is he going to start? Quite a close family loved one and stuff. So I thought, oh, you know what? Rodgers had a great game against us, game week 1. So I thought, you know what? Guaranteed start. He's playing up front. Who knows? Clearly didn't pay off today at all, but what can you do? I did have Flag FC again, so my team's strict at the moment.
They were in the Dominican with you, weren't they?
Told you, I'm in Woolworths, mate. This is from Woolworths, and what you can hear, I've been to Blockbuster and got some reruns of the Desmonds. Thank you very much.
All right, okay. So I'll tell you what, Scott. If you're definitely in Woolworths, I want you to prove it. Get out the pick and mix now. Go. Exactly.
That was such nostalgia years back. Can I just say, like, years back, that was like a thing. You went in Woolworths and you got your pick and mix, didn't you? Now, the thought of like diving into those pick and mix boxes, nah, man, it's germ fest. I'm all right, you know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you know, innit? 100%. 100%.
Yeah. Ignorance is bliss when you're younger. You don't worry about germs in those little boxes. It's all fine.
Yeah.
But anyway, well, no pick and mix, which means that Scott definitely isn't in Wars, but he is in 73rd place. But you will climb. Don't worry, Scott. We're here for you. We're here to support you this evening. Hope you make some really good decisions. But I tell you something, Scott. No matter how bad you think you got it, I've got 3 teams to show you guys this week, and we're going to have a good old laugh because we know a couple of these people. Right. So, our oh dears of the week. So, first of all, we've got Samuel. Now, Samuel, I started, if you watched last week, you may have heard us talk about FPL Funeral, and I decided I was going to start that Twitter thing. So I did. And I actually shared Samuel's team on Twitter. I was really interested. If you have a look at the subs bench, right? Got Turner. Nothing. Barcelona. I mean, he's not even in. He's gone. He's out the league. Foden. Nothing. Palmer, 3rd sub, 17 points.
I love how he's trusted Barcelona as 1st sub over Palmer.
Over Palmer. So you got 1st sub Barcelona, 2nd sub Foden, 3rd sub Palmer. I mean, that's quite. I mean, you got Garnacho, who got 1 point in the team. I mean, it's just. I don't know. It's a bit madness, isn't it? 34 points. 34 points last week for Samuel. Commiserations. But you always have a wild card. So, just saying, that's always there for you. Now, next up, it gets a bit tasty. Next up, we have Gabriel's team. Gabriel got 39 points last game week. And, I mean, in Gabriel's team, we don't have Haaland. We don't have Salah. We don't have Son. I reckon this team must have about 25 million in the bank with this team. Like, I'm not being funny, Gabe. You don't earn interest by saving the money, by not spending it. You got the money, you might as well spend it. And again, I think, what do you reckon, guys? I think a wild card might needed here. What do you reckon, Signore?
I could have done with his vice captain getting the points, instead of his actual captain for a start. I mean, who would captain their goalkeeper and it will pay off? But my goodness, you could have done with that.
Yeah, absolutely. Scott, any thoughts on Gabe's team?
Screen's a bit small, so I can't actually see it. He did well in the goalkeeper situation. Ria did really
Get
well.
nice and close, Scott, so we can see your wrinkles in that. Go on.
Yeah, it looks good, mate. Yeah, great lineup.
Great lineup.
Love it.
Well done. But again, maybe the wild card for you quite soon. Then we got Tom Rogers. Now, Tom Rogers got 42 points last season. And if you have a look at Tom Rogers, he decided that, he doesn't need a bench. All of his players just got nothing on the bench. Foden in the team didn't get anything. Again, no Haaland, no Salah, no Son. This is like basically a premiumless team.
Maybe he got hit with the financial fair play rules and he had to play with 10.
I mean, honestly, the state of some of these teams. This is what I like. Are you feeling a bit better now, Scott? You've had a look at these teams.
Oh yeah, overjoyed, mate. Yeah, love it.
Well, there we
fair
are.
play, fellas. We are the only agony you need. So hopefully we can share some guidance on some sort of wisdom.
Yeah, exactly. Come watch the show. We'll help you. We'll help you through this tough time. Because you don't want to be featured 2 weeks in a row. That would be tragic, wouldn't it? Maybe we should keep a league of this kind of stuff. But there we are. So there we go. There are our oh dear teams of the week. So, what I thought we'd do is we'd have a look at some of the big stories from the week. And we're going to start off with, it's sort of a bit of a record, really. It's actually 5th. And we'll talk about that in a moment. But 477,386 managers triple captained Haaland in this game week just gone against Ipswich. Got a hat trick, which is great. And ended up, if you triple captained Haaland, you ended up with 51 points. Now, we talked about the people who triple captained Salah in game week 1, and those people ended up with 42 points. So I guess the people in game week 2 made a better decision. Do you think this could be topped? Was that the moment to play triple captain, or do you think there's going to be better opportunities ahead? What do you reckon, Scott?
Do you know what? I put on Twitter, I felt really bad, or X, but I'm going to call it XYZ. Felt really bad about it because I was like, oh, anyone that's triple captaining Haaland in game week 3 is just looking. It is game week 3, right? Or was it game week 2?
Last week was 2.
Oh, sorry, game week 2. I'm losing track here. I'm behind anyway. Yeah, and basically, I said on Twitter, you're only doing it for engagement. You won't actually hit the button. You're not going to do it in game week 2. There's no way. What? You're going to waste it in game week 2. Fair play. Like, I don't have the guts to do that. I don't have the guts to play it this early in the season and in a single game week. You save it for a double game week. You just do that. There is a real. I mean, that's already beaten last year's Haaland triple captain game week. I think we all played it in the same week, and he did it the season before as well against United early in the season. He got a hat trick or 4 goals or something like that. Like, I'm still hoping that later in the season, Man City have a double game week, and you put it on Haaland, and he's still going to get 2, maybe get a brace and a single goal or double brace in the 2 game weeks, and then you still earn. But either way, fair play. I mean, I would have not predicted that at all. But yeah.
Yeah. I mean, well done to the people who did. Lots of you did. Signore, all 3 of us didn't. Do you regret not picking him as triple captain last week?
Oh, I regret a lot of things when it comes to FPL. But I don't mind saving my chip. It was an outstanding score and it's points on the board, isn't it? And a return of 17 is fantastic for a triple captain chip. I think well done to those that are brave enough to do it. All the signs were there. It's Haaland. It's the best team in the league against newcomers. Maybe the favourites to go down in Ipswich. So all the signs were there, but I don't mind holding mine. It's the one that I stress about more than any other chip. I don't mind playing the others, and they don't quite work out. This one, I feel like it has to work. I don't know why. I just stress about it more.
Yeah, I mean, it's the biggest. I think it's the one that has the most impact, really. At least impact in terms of stress, because you're pinning all your hopes on one player to do the right thing in that week. So fair play to lots of people who did. And what's really interesting is when you have a look at the top 5 in terms of most captained, Haaland takes up 3 of those spaces. So the most, understandably, was last season. 1.3 million managers triple captained Haaland on a double game week when they were playing Chelsea and Brentford. And that beaten the previous record in 21-22 season with Salah at just over 1 million people. Again, a double game week. Norwich and Leeds, which was, a pretty good one, that one.
We all played that, didn't we?
Yeah, I think so. I think
we all played that one then, yeah.
What Salah, Leeds and...
Yeah.
So I wasn't even listening to the word you guys were just saying, to be honest. I'll never forget it. Game week 25, I think it was game week 26, Norwich and Leeds for Salah. Smashed it, man. 84 points, I think it was.
Yeah.
Who then got beaten at the end of the season. And then he got beaten by De Bruyne, I think, about 10 game weeks later, when De Bruyne scored a 90-pointer if you triple captained him.
Amazing.
Yeah.
It's interesting, actually, because last season the season before we did Rashford, didn't we? And again, that was a double game week.
Yeah,
So
we got 60 points.
That came in 4th place. But what's interesting, I think, is that last week, in 5th place, we got that Haaland decision. All the rest of the top 5 are double game weeks. But this one is the only one that isn't. And I thought that was quite interesting. People are seizing upon that opportunity. Is it confidence in Ipswich not being good enough to handle Haaland? Did that factor into it? What do you reckon, Signore?
Yeah, possibly. Like I said, there was many factors that added up this equation. You know what I mean? But I think with FPL announcing that they're not doing as many double game weeks in this season, I think that impacted a lot of decisions for managers to make that early sort of gamble, if you like, that paid off massively to play the triple captain this week.
Absolutely. We got a comment from Luke who says he's gutted. He didn't play triple captain. Potential for a 20+ haul later in the season, maybe. What do we think? Is there anyone else apart from Haaland who we think could be a triple captain for later in this season for those who didn't play, or is it definitely going to be Haaland?
Maybe Palmer at home to Ipswich in this case. Maybe, I don't know.
Checks the fixtures right now.
I think it's coming up quite soon, isn't it? I don't know. We'll find out. We'll find out in a few minutes.
Is it really? Oh,
we'll have to have a look because it could be.
How many free transfers can you get to get that one in? Oh, 4. Let's do it.
Well, if you did triple captain Haaland, well done to you. You did fantastic. 51 points. I'm sure that's going to help you in your quest for FPL greatness. For those who didn't play it, well, you never know. You could beat that points. Could be that points haul. Let's find out. Okay. The next story I wanted to cover today was talking about Chelsea. Now, Chelsea had this great result. Scott, stop laughing. Chelsea had this great result. Okay. It came from nowhere. They beat Wolves 6-2. Signore, you're our Chelsea fan here. What did you make of that game?
I couldn't believe it. Every time I checked the score, we scored another goal. Title contenders. That came from Jamie O'Hara, wasn't it?
Yeah. So I was watching Sky Sports, and it was Jamie O'Hara of all people getting quite excited watching some of that back, and then said, "Oh yeah, title contenders definitely."
Yeah, I don't know what was in his coffee.
Really? But I still wanted to talk about this because there is sort of precedent here. You know, if we think back to the days of Antonio Conte, who came in, Chelsea just finished 6th in the season, I think. Or was it 9th or somewhere low down? Came in, won the Premier League.
Yeah, we weren't even in Europe.
Before.
We weren't in Europe, so we can just focus on the league that season. I remember that.
Yeah.
On another note, João Felix had a much better second debut for us, didn't he?
Yeah, absolutely.
He got sent off.
Didn't he get sent off in his first one?
He got sent off, yeah.
You know, I want to come to Scott before we talk about fixtures and what's coming up for Chelsea. I want to get Scott's opinion on, like, we've seen a great bit of positivity from Chelsea. It's been a while. Title contender, Scott. What do you reckon?
Oh man, I do love the optimism. I do. Oh, I do. You know that Palmer doesn't play for Man City anymore, right? Like, because he's not good. Oh my god. No, I think you're gonna have a really good season though. I think another season. I think Maresca's got a very good playing style. I think all of those 98 signings that you made last summer will start to actually.
96, bro.
Well, listen, I think there's 96 players on the pitch for you lot at the moment because there's no way. What's happened to Madueke? Like, he's just come out of nowhere. Like, did you see he dropped in price the night before his hat trick, and then went up the night after his hat trick? That must have been the fastest drop and rise in FPL history.
You say he's come out of nowhere. I think because there's so many players, I think Maresca must just thought, "Oh, he's there. I forgot about him." You know, because he's occupied with another 70 players, and then just decided, let's give him a go. To be fair, I do like him. He's very direct, and I like that from a wing play. Do you know what I mean? So,
yeah, there's loads of cool things.
Yeah,
I agree, and I think he will. I mean, how can you drop him on that performance? But he did well game week 1 as well. I'm sure he did. Like, it looks like he's finally settled. Because there was talk about Newcastle looking for a new winger and looking at him, but there's no way that's going to happen now. And there's talk about him getting called up to the England squad as well. I mean, funny how things can just change overnight, isn't it, really?
Yeah, the problem is we've got too many players in those positions. That's the thing. I know managers are bringing him in, but how many games are he realistically going to start?
Yeah.
The thing that summed up Chelsea for me this week, and I did send it to you guys, I just thought it was really funny. I went on Facebook, and Chelsea's page has posted this picture. We've signed a new goalkeeper. Hurrah! Exciting, blah, blah, blah. Picture of him signing a contract. Everyone posing, all looking really good. Signing a new goalkeeper. 10 minutes later, I got a notification saying he's going on loan to Genk. What's the point?
Do you know how much we paid for him? Do you know how much we paid for him?
How much?
We paid £17 million for him. Who's the Italian guy that's just signed for Liverpool today? He's 10 million.
I don't know his name. He's gone
Chiesa.
straight. Oh, right.
He signed for 10 million.
Oh, you mean There's a goalkeeper they've signed, Liverpool, who's joining next summer, right, from Valencia.
Yeah.
Try and say his name.
No.
We won't be.
Let's just call him Clive.
Getting back to Chelsea, I just want to do a comment we just had in the chat, which is actually what I wanted to get onto. It says, maybe I'll win the league if they get Tony and Sancho. So, I want to talk about upcoming Chelsea signings, all right? The one that's got me really excited is the possibility of Ivan Toney joining Chelsea. Now, I brought this up a couple of episodes ago, and I think I probably brought it up last season as well as a player I'd really love to sign. And then I was scrolling YouTube, and I saw the Sky Sports thing come up about there's interest in Chelsea signing Toney. I was like, come on, get in. It's got to happen. Surely it's going to happen, Signore.
Yeah, I think it's the right move. I know there's talk about the guy from Napoli coming in. I ain't going to try and pronounce his name because I get him wrong all the time. But I just think Tony knows the Prem. He's built for the Prem. I think we need a striker that can hold the ball up and poach, and he's that sort of playing style, isn't he? So he will get goals and assists anywhere he goes. And with like all those like wingers and Palmer behind him, I just think it could work. You know, he'll come in my team. That's for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. And it just excites me because I just think he's going to take up Nicholas Jackson's position, really, I think, as that target man. And I'm really sorry, Nick Jackson. That was unintentional, but I'll have that one. I'm sorry, Nick Jackson. But actually, I think Tony will do a better job. Because I think he'll be a great target man, but also he'll hold up the ball. He'll hold up the ball so our wingers can get right in and get in on the goals. And I think it will be the start of something beautiful. I really do. So that's one that really excites me. But also, this news about Sancho joining Chelsea. This feels really random to me. And I don't know what to make of it. Scott, let's come to you as a non-Chelsea person. What do you think about the possibility of Chelsea signing Sancho?
I do feel like he needs a fresh start now. I mean, all right, you say it. He's gone on loan to Dortmund. He had a great half a season in Champions League, playing with the best striker in world football, Fulkrug. He signed for some London club in the summer. If it wasn't for Fulkrug, I genuinely don't believe Sancho would have had a great 6 months at Dortmund. But that's okay. But in all fairness, I don't know if you know that, but Chelsea, Sancho grew up as a Chelsea fan. I don't know. I think he's a Londoner.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he was a Chelsea fan growing up. There's like interview. I don't know how he ended up at City. You know how most players end up at City as a child, probably.
Probably by car.
Probably great scouting system. Is my bet. So I feel like it would be a move that would suit both parties. I believe. I think there's also talk about Sterling going in the other way, and you know. I mean, that would be a huge move if Sterling went over to United from his City days. Like, that's like Carlos Tevez all over again, isn't it? And Dennis Law and stuff. So that would be massive, I think. But I think it would be a move if they did it in a swap deal kind of vibe or two separate deals. I think for Sancho, I think he needs a fresh start, and it would be great to see him back, like, staying at Prem. I like him. I thought he was fantastic at Dortmund. I thought it was a great move for him to go to United. But it's just unfortunately not worked out. And hopefully, you know, gets back to his best because I think he's a really top talent. And, yeah, I would actually wish him all the best at Chelsea, to be fair.
That's good. I'm just wondering, Signore, where he might fit into the team. Like, who's losing out there?
Well, where is he going to fit in the change rooms? Like, seriously.
There you go.
It's just honestly, from a footballing perspective, coming away from FPL, I don't see the point in this swap. It's like, I don't know, swapping cabbage for cow on your Sunday dinner or something. Like, I don't get it.
Wow. Yeah, I don't know. I guess we'll have to see. But we do have problems with some players. I say problems, but there are some players there, like Mudryk and good old Enzo, who I'm just looking at and thinking, oh, is it really working out? So maybe he brings up something new. Who knows? I don't know. It's going to be really interesting to see what happens. And I think it makes deadline day that's that little bit more spicy, doesn't it? I think it'll be good.
Yeah, I think there's going to be a lot of activity at the end of that day.
Absolutely. Final point on Chelsea, because you've got a really good question in the comments. Who would take the penalties, Tony or Palmer?
I think they'll stick with Palmer. He ain't done nothing wrong.
Yeah.
And if for some reason he's not on the pitch, Tony would take him.
Absolutely. It's a good question. Thank you for that. And I think, I can't see them taking it off Palmer. I'll be honest, right? Just make Palmer captain at this point.
I would have.
I mean, come on.
I think I joked around this last season. We should just build the whole team around that kid.
Yeah, absolutely. Make him captain. He's on a 15-year contract, so that's a big commitment.
Our nickname should be Cole, not the Blues anymore, because it's going to be his club, isn't it? Like, just make him captain. He's going to be there till he's 47.
Oh dear. I don't know. Just maybe that's what they should do. Let's have a look at Chelsea's fixtures coming up, because this is the bit coming back to the title contenders thing. They've got Palace, then Bournemouth, then West Ham, then Brighton, then Nottingham Forest. Surely then, if they're going to be title contenders, that whole list shouldn't be a problem, right? They should be able to win all of those games. Signore.
Yeah, I think we need at least 4 wins there. You know, realistically, if you're going to think, to me, I'm not thinking that. I'm thinking, like, can we get back into the top 4? And for that to happen, I think we're going to need to win 4 of the next 5 games.
Yeah, absolutely.
Chelsea of old, you would looked at those and gone, yeah, they win all 5 of them. Sorry, Scott.
It's all right, mate. Don't worry about it. You haven't beaten us at, I was about to say Upton Park. Oh, it's a Nice local now. London Stadium. Last season, what was it? 3-1 defeat or something. I was there. Paqueta scored a penalty at the end.
It was something like that. Yeah, didn't someone score with a cross, or was that the season before?
That was the season before. And Masuaku. Yeah. And I was also at the game. Ducek saved it like a goalkeeper, and it wasn't a penalty. So I've been a lot of those West Ham Chelsea games. But don't mention it. Don't worry about it.
No, we won't. And to be honest, we can all quietly look forward to the Frank Lampard derby on the 21st of September. So there we go.
Well, get one in earlier, lads.
Joe Cole, Glenn Johnson.
Cole, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, very good.
And the Cole Palmer derby come deadline day, because I heard some rumours earlier that a potential £150 million move could be coming in. We're going to have to sell off the entire club to afford him, though.
Oh, I think we should leave it there. Let's talk about our third story, our final story that I want to talk to you about, because it's something we spoke about on the previous episode, and this week it was confirmed. Asmir Begovic is back at Everton, so we're all pretty excited about that. We're very excited about that. It's interesting in so much as, can he actually help Everton? You know, Sean Dyche has been talking about buying players and spending money, and they simply can't. They're not in that position. They're working with what they've got. So,
is that what he said?
With that in mind, yeah pretty much, yeah. Yeah, it's quite worrying.
Are they up for another PF, whatever it's called?
They could be, yeah.
PFC? What? For those outside of London, that stands for Perfect Fried Chicken. So, actually, but seriously though, what's this going to do for Everton? What's the point of this signing, Scott?
Because they watch FPL Agony and they know how much we love this man, to be honest. That's the reason why. I don't know if you remember in the summer, West Ham was signing a third choice goalkeeper, and it was between Fotheringham, who we obviously signed in the end, who's never actually going to feature, and Asmir Begovic. And I was I mean, I'm not a religious person, but I was praying that we'd bring him in, but we didn't. I was so gutted. But I think we can all agree on that he will be our second choice goalkeeper for 4 million very, very soon, to be honest.
I think so. So it's more exciting. It's more exciting from an FPL point of view than it is if you're an Everton fan, say.
Yeah, basically. We should welcome him, also entice him to come on the show one day, because I think we all want
the poor guy thinks we're taking the mick out of him. We generally love him.
No,
yeah,
not at all.
He was the first recognised footballer to reference us.
On the socials, we mention him. He must go, oh, these guys again. What is wrong with these? Like, these teams.
Get an restraining order on us.
I have a lot of respect for King Asmir. I'll be honest with you. I mean, he's played at a lot of clubs. Actually, I didn't realise how many. I was going through his Wikipedia page.
He scored the Premier League goal. Can we not forget that?
Yeah, that's true. Yeah,
that is absolutely. So I don't know, the likelihood of him featuring for Everton, it's very slim. I mean, the last time he was at Everton, he appeared 4 times. And Harrison thinks that, the only chance that he's going to get is if Pickford's arms suddenly get shorter. Who knows? It might happen. So only 4 appearances. However, he was at QPR previously, wasn't he? He got 45 appearances there.
He helped keep them up,
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a big one. I'm surprised he didn't go to a team like Wrexham or something like that. That would be quite a good little adventure for him. But he was also at Bournemouth for 4 years, I think it was, wasn't it? 107 appearances, and then that included a loan to AC Milan, where he made 2 appearances. I mean, it's quite the career. And of course, we can't forget his days at Chelsea for a bit. I hope he goes to West Ham at some point, because then we can have the Asmir Begovic derby once a season. That would be quite nice. That'd be really nice between our.
Is he about 45 now? Is he about 45 now? Isn't he? Surely.
I don't know. I think he's 37. I think.
Yeah, I'm gonna say 37.
Yeah.
But look, I'll tell you what. If Scott Carson can do it, so can Asmir. All right.
Did anyone compliment on your team name, by the way, Matt? Because I love it.
No one's complimented.
We buy any Carson. Listen, if no one else has got that, he needs to be recognising you for that. Good old Scotty boy.
Well, maybe if Asmir doesn't come on the show, maybe Scott Carson will.
We'll just get third choice reserving like he is at City.
Let's take a quick.
I mean, what else is he doing? Seriously.
Excuse me.
Your third choice goalkeeper at Man City.
He's polishing the trophies.
He's won everything, mate. Don't give me all that.
Right, so that's a cushy life, isn't it? God.
Imagine winning the Champions League but never even featuring a minute of football. Madness, isn't it?
2 Champions League medals, and they were how many? 18 years
apart.
He won it. Remember that?
Yeah,
Liverpool. Yeah.
And then Man City. Yeah. I mean, that's quite incredible, really. I mean, yeah. What do we even do? Looking at Everton's fixtures coming up, they've got Bournemouth, Villa, Leicester, Palace, Newcastle. How many points do they need for those games if they're with a shout of staying up? Let's be honest. Can they get 4 points? What do you reckon, Signore?
I mean, they can't afford to look right. For me, if I'm an Everton fan, I'm thinking just cannot lose to Bournemouth. We'll take anything possible at Villa. Must beat Leicester, must beat Palace, and then a draw at Newcastle. That's got to be what they're aspiring to, surely.
Okay, so that's aiming for about 10 points there, I think.
They've got to pick up as many as possible.
Yeah. Because their season will get difficult as we go on. Any more thoughts before we go on Everton, Scott?
Not really.
No.
Yeah, 0 points, hopefully. To be honest. It's that team every season that look like they're going to go down, but they always pull it out. They always pull it out. It's always them. And I just feel like, with all their issues, I think they actually, no disrespect, they actually need relegation. A bit like Newcastle. when they went down years ago.
Yeah.
You know, there were a lot of issues with Mike Ashley and stuff. All right, I know they never got, resolved straight away, but Newcastle went down and they built up and they finally got new ownership and stuff like that. I actually feel like Everton need that. You know, we know people that are massive Everton fans and they deserve better than what they're getting. You know, ownerships that are just going through the roof and stuff. And yeah, I do feel like they need relegation, to be honest. So sorry, Everton fans, but
to rebuild.
100%.
It's definitely relegation that helps, and not a new set of billionaire owners. A shout out to Emma and Oliver who are watching. Hello, thank you very much. Harrison doesn't think that Everton will beat Palace. Who knows? We'll have to wait and see. Talking of which, I think it's time now for us to have a look at our fixture list for this coming game week. So we have Arsenal versus Brighton, Brentford versus Southampton, Everton versus Bournemouth, Ipswich Town versus Fulham, Leicester versus Villa, Nottingham Forest versus Wolves, West Ham versus Man City, Chelsea versus Palace, Newcastle v Tottenham, and Man U versus Liverpool. Signore, it's your moment. Are there any matches that you're looking forward to?
Not from an FPL perspective, but I hope Slanky's back for the Wayne Routledge derby.
Contemporary reference, I like it.
just because it could be a really good game.
It could be. Wow.
That for me would be.
That'd be great.
New one on me.
Wayne
Routledge.
good.
He's still playing, isn't he? In the Championship or something?
Probably.
No, really?
Yeah, I think so.
No, he can't be, surely.
Someone Google that for us, Wayne Routledge, see if he's still playing. I'd love to know.
Do you want me to do it?
Well, no, because I don't want you interfering in the stream. Someone in our lovely audience, let us know in the comments if he's still playing. That'd be quite amazing.
If he is, or if he isn't, he's got time. Tell him to come and join the stream.
Exactly. He can log on. I'll let him in. I've got a spare slot on this chat thing. We can go. It's all good. Let's start talking teams because this is an FPL channel. So let's talk FPL. Let's get serious now. So first of all, let's take a look at Signore's team. Signore did great. Got 95 points. Talk through what your potential changes might be, Signore, for game week 3.
None. I am keeping faith in his team. I am changing my 2 goalkeepers, and that may be it. And then it's a toss-up, really. Do I have Haaland captain, or do I go Salah? Because Salah's record against Man United is just a joke. Like, it's... he haunts them so bad. So I think it's the 2 premiums in the game. Which one I go for come deadline, I don't know. But it'll be one of them. So short and sweet for me.
Nice. All right. Sounds pretty good. By the way, breaking news. We've got a Wayne Routledge update. From Harrison, thank you very much. Retired in 2021 with Swansea. So, no, Scott, not still playing.
Well, then he can come and join us, can't he?
Yeah.
All we just need Asmir to come and join us, Wayne Routledge.
This could be a stream for retired ex-pros.
Yeah.
Right? That could be something, no?
Yeah, because they need some attention after retirement.
Yeah, so instead of going to Arsenal, they can come here. That's brilliant. Oh, there we go.
Welcome to game week 4. Here is Nigel Winterburn.
Wow. Right. Well, that was short and sweet, Signore, but we'll take that. All right. So I've just had a comment, and it's not coming up on my stream yet. It's from Oliver, who says, "Looks like Ramsdale is joining Southampton. His medical is tomorrow."
Yeah, saw that. I didn't know the medical was that fast. I heard that they was looking at a loan with an option or something like that. But that's obviously moving fast. Huge move that is. There's some really good goalkeeper moves at the moment. I think Sam Johnston's getting a move to Wolves after asking to leave Palace. Ramsdale to Southampton, I think, is actually a really good move.
Yeah, Kepa, Poppadom wrists is.
Yes, he's got Bournemouth,
making a
isn't
move,
he?
hasn't
Yeah. Yeah, that's true, actually.
Oh yeah, kept to Bournemouth as well.
Yeah, some really good, interesting goalkeeper moves. And yeah, you say 2 English goalkeepers are looking to play as well in Sam Johnston and Ramsdale. I mean, that's a move that can really keep Southampton up because I know he got relegated. Was it twice in a row with was it Bournemouth then Sheffield United or Sheffield United then Bournemouth? I've just seen that comment. It might be a permanent, huge move. That is absolutely huge.
Yeah.
And because the longer he doesn't play, I understand we've got 3 goalkeepers in the England squad, but the competition is quite fierce just to be part of that England squad, and he'll want to be playing.
Like a bigger team hasn't come in for him. Like
I agree.
On a roll.
I thought someone like Newcastle would have gone in for him, especially with Pope's injuries and stuff like that. I thought he would have ended up somewhere there.
Yeah.
I generally think he's a decent goalkeeper. Just unfortunately, it's just they've signed Raya.
Yeah,
definitely.
Arteta's preferred him.
And I think for his price, and he's just dropped in price as well to 4.4. He gets that move. I think he'll be whether there's an early wild card or a transfer you've got spare, you bring him in 100% because you could have 2 playing goalkeepers now on quite decent pricing. So that would be a move that I would look at straight away. To be honest with you.
But who's going to be your second goalie? Is it going to be Asmir or is it going to be Ramsdale?
I mean,
and it's his derby, isn't it? This week.
Hey.
And it's his derby this week.
It's going to be Rain Routledge in goal for me. Don't even try and second guess it.
Let's have a look at Scott's team. Scott did well. I think he came second this week out of the 3 of us. 76 points. Pretty good. Made a little bit of a bench mistake, but we talked about it earlier, and that's okay. Scott, changes for this week?
I think it's going to be the same. I've looked at Ahmad in. I believe I've looked at that. I haven't got much choice, to be honest. I think that the first game week, Hall did really well at Newcastle, but he started on the bench, so I think he's a risk again now, which is a bit of a shame. City are continuing this form from last season, conceding goals. So I don't think Gavial is not the best option if he's playing that left back role and not that left wing back role. So I mean that poses a problem there. Palace have had a bit of mediocre start, so I don't have much choice at the moment. I wanted to save the transfer, but I bought in Munif for Solanke in the hope that he would do something, and he didn't. But he's got Ipswich this week, so it's quite a good move potentially. And I've banked some cash there, so I'll probably roll. And I think the same situation as Signore, tossing up between Salah and Haaland. That form against United is scary every single season. It's the one club he loves playing against. So I think it'll go down to the final few minutes, to be honest. So yeah, we'll see what happens. Yeah. But apart from that, it'll go like that, I think.
Cool. Well, that's again very straightforward. We're going to keep on rolling. Let's have a look at my team. Yep, I came third this week, 72 points. I put Smith Rowe in and took Solanke out. Obviously, Solanke had to come out, but I'm really glad I put Smith Rowe in. 10 points. Really, really good job. So, absolutely staying in my team. Now, I'm either going to do 2 things. I'm either going to roll, like you guys, because I might try and build up to sort of get into 3, 4, or 5 free transfers and then make some bigger changes. Alternatively, I can I've got 2 free transfers. I can make a couple of changes. I'll run them by you. So Eze's just not doing it. He's got 4 points from 2 games. It's not working out. And he's someone I kind of want gone. Because I think even Rodgers has done slightly better. So I've got Rodgers that could potentially drop in, which might be a good shout for this game week. So that's if I roll, it'll be a swap between Eze and Rodgers. But if I do decide to change, Eze comes out and Madueke from Chelsea could come straight in. Slightly cheaper. I think about $500,000 cheaper, I think. That could be one move that happens. Solanke could come out, and then I've got about 8 million to play with. And I can't remember who I was looking at to bring in. Who's going to be good for 8 million to come in?
What, as a forward?
Yeah.
can't think off the top of my head. I mean, you got in that 7.5 bracket, you've got like Jackson. Tony's dropped to 7.3 now.
Or was it 7.3?
I think it's 7.3.
Yeah.
Danny Welbeck, he started the season really well, hasn't he? So
Yeah.
I'll tell you who I was looking at. It's a tricky fixture next week, so I might not play. I might bench him, but Pedro from Brighton could fit in, but not for next game because they're playing Arsenal, so that's not going to get much joy there. But their following games after that is Ipswich and Forest, so that could be quite decent. A good one. It could be quite a good one to bring in. That's not going to provide me much of a differential given Brighton's game against Man United and how well he played then. So I think a lot of people are going to be bringing him in. So that's not much of a differential, but it's a potential.
I keep looking at some of the midfielders like Matoma. I mentioned him last show. Who's the other guy on the other flank for them?
Minter?
Is it yeah. He looks scary, like scarily good if he gets like used to the Prem. He could be a good option. He's like 5.5, I think he is.
Yeah. So there you go. There's the kind of my two options. I'm tempted to just roll because this team's done all right for 2 game weeks. Don't fix what isn't broken. Just swap Rogers and Eze.
I think your triple Liverpool is just stunning, by the way.
Oh, thank you.
I mean, Luis Diaz did obviously really well again. Last game week, but I think though to triple up on Liverpool at the moment, they're looking seriously good, and it looks like Jota is now the centre forward for Arne Slot, and so it looks like Nunes could be out. I think there's talk of him looking for a move because of Nunes. Jota is the top man, and the fact he's a midfielder in the game as well, back to being a midfielder. Obviously, last year didn't he go to a strike or something like that? I really like that. I would look to do that if I could. I've got 1.5 million in the bank. I would look to bring in Trent at some point. To be honest, I'm not going to lie. I'm quite jealous of that triple up.
Well, there we go. That's something to make me quite pleased. Thank you. Yeah, I mean, I think I might roll. I'm quite tempted to build up to get to 4 or 5 free transfers and then do some wider transformational stuff.
We got the international break as well, haven't we?
Yeah, which is after this game week.
Yeah.
So we're gonna have 2 weeks before Premier League games. What are we gonna do? We have to do an early show or something for game week 4.
Yeah.
So maybe we can do something like that.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that's the state of our teams. Let us know in the comments what your transfer decisions are going to be. But what we're going to do now is we're going to do our favourite bit of the show. Let's be honest, it's our favourite bit. We're going to play a cheeky game of Who Are Ya? Now, currently this season, they are tied, Scott and Signore, 1-1. Okay. So Scott won, Gameweek 1.
We got like a wall of fame of every single player that has turned up. So far we've had Reguilon and John Stones, right? We could get a first 11. We've got a centre back and a left back already now. So let's see if we can get a first 11, and then we create an FPL team called Who Are Ya?
So, for those who don't know, Who Are Ya is a game where a blurred photo of a Premier League player will appear on the screen, and we get 8 guesses to work out who it is. They've been on absolute fire for several shows in a row, getting it within like 1 or 2 guesses. It's been absolutely stunning. So we'll see what happens today. For those who are listening on Spotify and Apple Podcasts, this bit's going to be a bit of a weird one because you can't see what we're looking at, but I'll do my best to describe what's happening. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you the photo now, and you've got to make a decision who it is. So, why is it loading? That's good. Guess who it is.
I know that is.
It's not loaded.
Tell you what, it might be because you've got a number of tabs open there.
There we go.
Riddler.
Who is that? Blurred photo.
I think I know that might be, you know.
Go on, Signore.
Who's the Wolves keeper?
Jose Sarr.
He's got that beard. I'm trying to think who else has a...
Yeah.
You want to go for it, Signore?
Yeah.
No way! He's got it! Oh my God, 1 guess! Jose Sarr. Signore leads 2-1. This is massive. This is
I'm in
absolutely
total shock,
massive.
you know.
Amazing. Harrison in the chat also got it. Hang on, his comment's just about to come up. He also got it. So well done, Harrison, for watching. Yeah, great stuff.
No,
well
I'm
done.
in total shock. That is 2 in a row.
You can have a round of applause, laughter, Chelsea song, the air horn.
No, I want the trumpet.
Well done. That was stunning.
Did not
Stunning
expect
victory.
that. Did not expect that at all.
Oh, well, what a glorious show it's been. It's lovely. Thank you very much, everyone, for tuning in. We had so many lovely comments today. It's been an absolute joy. I hope you've enjoyed the show. Have you come to the end now?
Again, isn't it?
Huh?
The chat's been fire again.
Yeah, it's been great. So thank you for that. It's been really, really good. And the bonus is you can watch the second half of the EFL Cup now if you want, if you're that way inclined, because it's about to start. So, should we sign off?
I mean, I think there's only been 8 viewers for the match anyway, so they've all just tuned into us, so it doesn't really matter.
Yeah. Fun fact: more people watched FPL Agony tonight than the EFL Cup. Oh dear, oh dear. Right. Do you want to do the sign off?
Scott, you ready?
Yeah, I don't mind if you want.
Right, okay. Just making sure, pal. So, tune in next time on FPL Agony, where we share more stress, anxieties,
And agony that make us love the pain of this game.
Well done, everyone remembered it. My parting words are going to be slightly different the end of today's show, because during the week we lost a great manager. So I'm going to just share his words. Take care of yourself and take care of your life and live it. Good night.